Hello everyone, welcome to JACKOCAR. It is the second round of Season 1 here at Abu Dhabi, which, yes, does feel a little weird going from the first race in the real F1 calendar to the last race, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm your commentator Owen White, and with me, again, is Jacko.
Good evening everybody, how are we?
Well, after the incredible race we had last week, I mean, I've got very high hopes for this one. Again, with the way this track is, you're going to expect lots of action, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. A track most of these guys would have raced a lot more recently as well, in terms of most of them coming from ILR last season. I wonder if that would give them much of an advantage, but yeah, I'm not good with all these stats, and so Jacko is, so if you'd like to go through the challenger stat, I can tell you that we've got one person in the playoffs, and that's OKK. That's about all I know. I'll let Jacko tell you the rest.
Yeah, so with Michael OKK's win last week in Australia, he has now qualified for the playoffs, which means he can relax right up until round 11 when the playoffs start in Azerbaijan. But the actual standings are Michael OKK with 20 points, Arnaud is in second with 15, Camo Babo not racing today, he's got 14 points, Jamie Wright, who's a reserve driver, is 4, Dexter from Denmark with 12 points in 5th, Jamie Bromley, ILR 8 champion, he's in 6th, Barry in 7th, Connor is in 8th, John, cracking drive last week in Australia, he's 9th, and of course MK Bourne in 10th with 7 points. But of course points available for every single position, all the way down to 20th, but 16th to 20th they only get a point.
Alrighty, so that is the state of play then, going into round 2. And what are we expecting today? Because we were talking about this before, we've got no one on the Joker strategy today, and I was saying this, the 2-stop is most likely actually the best one to go with here. But I just wonder, as we saw with the ILR race here, we saw people doing 3 or 4 different stops because the attrition rate around here is shockingly high. You wouldn't think it would be, but yeah, in all the races I've commentated on here since the new safety car patch, we've seen lots of retirements, and not many leagues use simulation. We're on simulation, and so this could be quite a night for just keeping your nose clean, just like last week.
Absolutely. I was actually speaking to a couple of the drivers coming into this race, Pete and Khalifa being 2 of them, and they were saying that certain parts of the track are much more dangerous with simulation damage, certainly turns 2 and 3 and turn 19 where that wall juts out on the exit of the hotel. So the whole of sector 3 in fact is quite technical. We could be in for a treat tonight, Mr. Wyatt.
I certainly hope so. And I can see that SD Max is actually stuck on his Abu Dhabi themed livery. This is the one that Codemasters literally made for this track. And it reminds me of their F1 2013 space themed helmet. It was a bit of a half and half type thing as well. But yeah, nice seeing this livery being used. Of course, it'll only be a one-off. I don't think it would work anywhere else, would it? But yeah, nice to see someone taking advantage of the special liveries when they're there to be used.
Absolutely, yeah. SD Mats as well, one of the replacements tonight. The other driver coming in tonight, I've forgotten. Oh no, it's Darren Nell. So Darren's in the 50 car, SD in the 15. Also, the 2 full-time drivers making their debut, that is Khalifa in the 34, and Risky Racer is in the 37. But we do have a full 20 car grid for the first time, which is nice to see.
Definitely is. So I'm seeing a lot of people have done their first laps either on the mediums or slowly on the softs, particularly like Mr. John and Dexter. I imagine they can go much faster, but it's currently Splinter who's on top, and 135.2 is SD Mats pits. We've got Risky Racer out there on track, as you say, making his debut. Now, and that's an interesting livery actually. He's got, if he just kept that black and red, it would have been nice. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the pink actually. Don't want to be critiquing it like, but maybe I'll get used to that one. But yeah, making his debut tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I'm looking forward to seeing actually how SD Matis did as well, because I know I only ever saw him from one race, but I'm sure you all remember it was ILR a couple of seasons ago, and or this season actually, last season.
It was, yeah, season just gone.
And he just dominated the entire field, didn't he? So, I mean, he beat out all of the top guys from that tier. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on tonight. And Risky Racer, well, I think was in a decent enough position last season where he was. So yeah, interesting to see how some of these guys get on tonight. Indecisive makes a mess of, by the looks of it, that'd be turn 3. It's easy to lose the back end as you swing in up through turn 2. Maybe just can't get turned in there, but he's lost it and he's out of qualifying already. And so unless anyone gets disqualified or retires behind him, then he will be starting last, most likely. As Risky Racer round the final corner. I think just about has enough ERS. Didn't quite actually get to the line. There's a little bit of a derate, nothing major, but he goes P4. Nearly a second though off the pace. Splinter certainly had a decent lap on his first try.
Yeah, I just want to mention as well that Mark Murdoch, the Swiss driver, he's also making his debut tonight. Didn't turn up last week, but he's on track today, which is good to see. But yeah, as you say, good lap from Splinter there to go P1 at the moment.
See, Khalifa's on his out lap, and Daniil has also lost it up through turn 2. That was a bit more before turn 3, but it certainly seems that climb up the hill is a real struggle for these guys. And yeah, another one out at that same section, and that is where you're most likely to see the action at the start of the race as well, because turn 1, it's just a classic 90-degree corner. Sure, there might be a bit of contact, but that's sweeping up the hill. So obviously all the big accidents as Jacko's left the session. Don't know if you're still in the party, but I guess we'll just have to work with what we get on this one. I take it he's not, because I can't hear him, so I'll just keep jabbering on. But yeah, Daniil is, yeah, out. And yeah, that is the end of Jacko. So, how is everyone? Yeah, it's just up with me right now, but I was going to say, look at Khalifa's livery. I'll try and get Jacko back in a second. I want to finish my fault here. Does that not remind anyone of Daniel Tickton's helmet? Yeah, I know he released it a couple of days ago, but that's all I can think about. I don't know if he used this last week or if he was even racing last week. I seem to be forgetting that one, but certainly I see that design, I think, oh, that's Daniel Tickton's helmet. Lovely. And, yeah. Anyway, hopefully Jacko's got some more invites. I'll stick him in the party, but hopefully we'll get Jacko back. 'Cause that'd be a shame to lose him straight away. Ignore the mother shite. She has to scream a lot, doesn't she? Right. Can I find Jacko's username now? That's the big question. Oh, don't do this to me now. I better not be missing anything important. Or just anything in general, you know. I'll find him, don't worry. I will find him. Just a bit slow on this. It doesn't say he's online. That is a bit of a worry. I think in ILR, when we did this race, I think we had 4 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car. Just when I'm seeing a few there in the chat predicting safety cars, Bill says he's expecting at least 1. I'd say that's almost a safe bet, as Jack says he's just fixing the internet already. Well, you've got an invite back to the party, so yeah, hopefully you can get back. J-Luke, they're saying it'll be 2 VSCs and 2 full safety cars. We'll see which one of these 2 are right. Mr. John has retired, and that's in Sector 3 now. And I don't actually see any cars stopped on track. I wonder if he's just went for a slow one. I'll see if I can try and find that section of the track as Pete goes by. That's why we were seeing the slow car. Could well have just been him, but it was a Sector 3 retirement. Either way, we've lost him from the race, or from the qualifying anyway. Yeah, cheers, Bill. Right then. Risky Racer has now gone in Sector 3, and that is a crash. You'll see where he is now, and that looks to me like he's either hit someone or just got it totally run under brakes. A really odd one, that. And there is Jacko alive and well, I hope.
I don't know what happened there. I heard your mother shouting all the way from Bournemouth, though.
Lovely.
But we're back, Owen, so should be good to go.
Yeah. I hope you've got invites back to the lobby.
I believe I've got 1 remaining.
I hope your internet doesn't break again now.
Sometimes it does that, and then he doesn't do it again.
Well, we've now got 4 cars out of qualifying in a minute. And yeah, they are seemingly struggling quite a lot with this track. 6 minutes to go. It's currently Khalifa on top. And Pete there, I think, has just abandoned his lap. And we've got Strawbond out there, trying to finish his lap. See how he gets on in the green and slightly dark green car. And I keep thinking it's black, but it's, I think, dark green. It's trying to be like a British racing green, I'm not sure. But I kind of like it then, as he doesn't improve. He's 2.6 seconds off pole at the moment. OKK up by a tenth, of course, the winner last time out. And Beesman a little bit further behind him on track, but they are the only 2 on laps at the minute, I think. So currently the order then, top 5. Khalifa from Splinter. I just want to make sure Splinter isn't doing another lap. Yeah, he's cutting all corners. Khalifa from Splinter, then TC, Arnold and Whiteside. Actually top 5, and it's 1.6 seconds the gap between them. And well, I know it's not representative, but a full field spread of 10 seconds. I imagine that'll be closing a bit, or at least I hope so, Jacko.
Oh, I certainly hope so. I've built this league in such a way that it should bring everybody closer together. Of course, and then Khalifa turns up in week 2, and he's ruined it already. Somebody
needs to get the 107% rule out, I think.
Yeah. Or just kick Khalifa from the league. He is fastest driver on paper in the league, but of course, as we saw last week, anybody can win. So even though his current provisional pole is quite dominant, it's not a guarantee that he will go on and win the race.
Well, this is it. This is what I was saying before. It's about making sure you get to the end. Because, like I say, well, no offense to KK, I know it wasn't an expected win. He sort of kept his nose clean, and it worked for him. Especially when there was so many accidents going on around him. You remember, there was 3 or 4 people that were just running into each other at the front. And he just stayed on his own. He had a great strategy as well. I think he would have had a good race regardless. But, yeah, just keep your nose clean.
He was almost collected by Splinter, if you remember.
Yes.
So it could have been a totally different ball game, and we could have been looking at Arnold in the championship. Sorry, in the playoffs. But as it is, it's okay. Good driver, but as you rightly say, not an expected win.
No, I've got to say, I'm seeing, you know, having a wee peek at all the liveries at the minute, and Murdoch, he's on his lap, and I must say, this livery has really caught my eye. I can't help but love it. It's like a proper sort of sci-fi alien themed thing, and I quite like it.
Do you prefer it over the 74 of Whiteout?
I don't know. I like both. They're both very good.
I know that was your clear winner last week.
Yes.
You never got round to doing helmets though, did you? So I think that's
didn't.
what the people want.
Well, yeah, this is it. Murdoch's helmet doesn't fit the car at all. Could you imagine that being a green and purple helmet with that? Ah, would have just worked, man. You gotta sort your helmets out, man. But livery's very nice.
Absolutely.
And Risky Racer in the chat, they're saying that he just lost it under braking. And yeah, that's why he's in the wall and out, because it was a weird place to go. I thought he maybe got caught on the curb and spun, but nah, just too late on the brakes. Anyway, last 2 minutes of qualifying, and we've got TC on his lap. We've also got Arnold just ahead. Arnold up, but has to make a second, not a few hundreds, so there's quite a way to go. And I said his livery would look nice at night, and was the sun starts to set, and we see these illuminated lights on the car. It does look very nice, I've got to say. This livery really is popping now.
That's, both the Belgian drivers have very nice looking liveries under the lights there.
Yeah, very nice.
Giving each other a tow there, the teammates.
Oh no, actually short shifting out of the chicane there. It is difficult to get on the power there, and he probably hit the safest route there, but will it help his lap time? That's the question. Only up by 2/10 at the minute. Has to find 8/10 in the last sector. I don't know if he had a bad last sector last time round. I guess we'll be able to find out as he comes round, but yeah, we'll see what he can do. Currently, Khalifa has the best time out there, with Splinter the closest man to him, hoping to chase him down. And yeah, they'll be starting the laps in a few moments' time. Khalifa crosses the line, he started his, and then you'll see Splinter's outlap disappear when he crosses the line. But first, let's watch Arnaud as he comes through the last two corners, and then we'll see TC come by straight afterwards. So, number 31, the Belgian driver, to the line. Not going to go pole, but will go second. So it was a poor final sector last time round, and TC is in Narnia. And there goes his a lap, unfortunately. But yeah, it's now Arnaud second. He'll be happy with that, I imagine. But can Khalifa extend his gap at the front? Potential of a slipstream with the car ahead, depending if he was on an outlap or not. I don't know who that is. Hard to tell from this distance, but I don't think he'll be getting any slipstreams. I think that's... Is it OKK? I think he's on a qualifying lap, yeah, so we won't have to worry about him getting in his way. But let's see where Khalifa is in the middle sector. See, there's a yellow flag. Someone has stuck it in the wall. I think it might be Yuri. I think it actually, yeah, it was Yuri. He's out of the session. I think MK Bourne... No, he didn't just finish that, he's in the pits, sorry. And only 9 seconds to go, so we'll see who ends up in P1. Certainly feels like Khalifa's actually catching up to Okeke, so I don't reckon Okeke's going to be getting anywhere near that pole by the looks of it. SD Mats goes P5.
Good luck.
Whiteout P7. Baz is retired in the middle sector, but Khalifa is on pole with a 33.8 now. Splinter down in the first sector at the moment. Pete in Narnia, but still able to finish that lap. Bit dodgy. Jess still on a lap. Dexter still on a lap. Murdoch on a lap, but also very low on ERS. Strablon a bit further behind, but I think Murdoch will be the first to cross the line. Let's see where he goes. He's, well, not improving. Strablon's only up by a tenth of a minute, and he is not liking this track at the moment. Only P12 for him. I'd expect more, really. Dexter's abandoned. He was 1.3 seconds up. Jess is still out there, but what about Splinter? I don't even think he'll get second at this rate, unless, again, he had a poor last sector last time round, but we'll wait and see. Here he comes. Yeah, not going to be on pole, not by a long shot. It is P3.
P3, but you know what? He'll be happy with that. When you consider Khalifa last season in ILR, he was 3 tiers above Jamie. So Splinter right between the two Belgian drivers, where he would have been on his way to the ILR 8 championship.
Right, I think Jess is abandoning her lap, and so she'll be 17th on the grid. But yeah, like I say, you can look at the qualifying gaps and say, oh, they're really big, this will be a bore fest, but trust me, you can't count on anything.
For those that didn't see last week, this will be a lot closer than they think. But Khalifa will pick up a playoff point as well for that pole position.
Yeah, good point.
His first of the season. And of course I need to mention as well the stage breaks and stage points that we've got going on. At the end of lap 7 and lap 14, the leader of the race will also collect a playoff point. Which they can use in the, obviously, the playoff rounds later on in the season.
Right then, I've got quite the livery, well, helmet review coming up, because I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm used to saying, oh, this relates to the Mercedes quite well, this works well with the Haas, but now I'm going to have to make it over every single one of the liveries, so this will be the best, most in-depth helmet review I've ever seen. But first of all, the grid. Khalifa from Arnaud, Splinter, TC, Estimance, MK Bourne, Pete, Whiteout, Baza and Risky Racer. They'll all start in the top 10 on the softs. Then I said top 10, free tire choice. OKK from Strablon, Beesma, Murdoch, Dexter, Indecisive, Jess, Mr. John, and then only 2 drivers, not to set a time, Daniil and Yuri.
I just wonder if those 2 drivers at the back, Darren and Yuri, are on some kind of master strategy to get to the front.
Didn't look like it, if I'm honest with you.
It didn't? Okay, it didn't, sorry. I lost internet connection, I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, they just stuck it in the wall.
I missed half on qualifying.
Oh, it's dry.
What a shame.
I know. See, I keep saying it every time I have a race here. It's happened before. It's happened before, but
It has.
it will never happen again, will it? I never watched that one live. I'm so annoyed.
I will link you to it afterwards. It was a good race.
I imagine. I tried racing on this track. I tried driving on this track in the rain. It's just the most unnatural thing.
Yeah, I don't think the drainage here is quite as good as it is at the European tracks.
I don't think there is
So
any.
you get a lot more standing water here compared to elsewhere.
I imagine going up and down the hill would be an utter nightmare. Be proper streams the whole way up and down that.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to see it though.
I'll definitely sort you out with a link. I'm just reading in one of the group chats here, the Team Milkman, which consists of the 2 Belgian drivers and of course Chris and Jamie. They're happy with their qualifying performance. 2nd, 3rd and 4th place on the grid. All teammates together.
Right then, folks. This is going to be quite a difficult helmet review. But first, let's look at the tyres. We've got 3 people outside top 10 starting on mediums there. Dexter, Jess and Daniil. And then Indecisive is going to go long on the hards. Everyone else is starting on the softs. And yeah, straight into the helmet then I guess. Khalifa, his works with the car. I quite like it. Simple as that really. It's got little flashes of pink on it and yeah, it just fits with the whole Daniel Ticktum livery he's got going on there. I'm sure he didn't intend for it, but I quite like it nonetheless. Arnold's, I like that one again. With the whole livery itself, this works so well at night, man. It looks so nice. And Splinters as well. Got the helmet design. Nice colours. Good.
The white really comes out on that helmet actually. Very nice.
It does. Yeah. And I really do. You wouldn't think this wasn't his Alfa Romeo. It looks so similar. But he's... Yeah. Oh! That's a crash at the back. Yuri is spun off.
Oh.
Oops. Okay, well, we've got a few more helmets to go. I think we've got CC's got the gold, black, and red. Wonder where he got that inspiration from. Looks very nice, though. Like it. Looking good. SD Mats. He's just got green and black, but I guess it works with the car because it's all over the show, and it's a nice colour to be the midpoint between the yellow and the blue. I mean, you do get green from them 2 colours, don't you? So, yeah. MK Bourne, love it. Love all of it. Just love it. Pete's, yeah, red actually pops quite well with that car. I quite like it. Looking good. White out, of course, I'm going to love that one. It is just
skip past that one.
brilliant, that one. Baz's again, he's got the colours of the Welsh flag everywhere, and so he's going to enjoy that one quite a lot, and it looks quite nice. I like it. Risky Racer, I've already said I've got issues with those side pods being pink, but the helmet design itself I quite like, so we'll just watch you from on board, I think. CMO KK, his is working out quite well. They've got the same livery, just different colours, and the helmet's design, they work very well. These people have really got their act together. Straw Blondes, it's exactly the same as his car, the helmet livery, so I can't really complain about that one. Same with Beesman, orange for the orange car. Murdoch, orange for the green and purple. Yeah, might be the weak link of this. And Dexter. Dexter.
He changed his helmet?
He did. Well, it's not red anymore, is it? But it still looks very nice. Works with the car livery again. Looks so slick. Like it. Indecisive. Yeah, nice enough. Pink's nice enough. Jess's is brilliant. I actually really like Jess's livery. Very nice. Mr. Jones as well. Daniil too. That's a great livery and helmet design, isn't it? And then Yuri at the back. After that spin. Let's hope he doesn't do that again in the race. We'd be ashamed to see that, but we're all lined up on the grid.
Here we go then.
I've got through all the helmets, and now all 5 lights are on, and we're ready to go for the second round of the season here in Abu Dhabi. And we are away. Let's see who gets the better start. Khalifa is miles clear towards turn 1. He should hold that one, but it's all about what happens behind. We've got some free wide action, a bit late on the brakes for Whiteout, and a few people going wide, free wide up the hill. Like I say, easy to lose the car up here. Let's see if everyone gets through okay. A few people getting caught on the inside and being drifted out, but I think we're all getting through relatively cleanly, which is good to see. But into the chicane, this is where it might get interesting. We've got a little bit of contact there, and some more side-by-side action, and a few position changes as well, but from what I can see, it's been a nice clean start. And Khalifa did keep his lead, so that's good to see. And we'll see if he can defend that when DRS gets enabled, or when we have safety cars, maybe changing the strategy.
Down the inside. on the inside of Connor and Risky.
Oh, MK Bourne has gone straight into the back there of Splinter. Now ST Mats is all over him, but the three of them are still going for it. Virtual safety car. ST Mats had to get out of the way. He was going to smash into the back of MK Bourne. Will he take the opportunity to pit, because that's big damage? He was just a bit too eager on the throttle out of that chicane. And I've seen a lot of names that just fallen way down the list. But I think we're all alive, aren't we? Just apart from NK Bourne. I think that's what caused the virtual safety car. Yuri has made it 5 places, but has had damage in there, unfortunately. So all that hard work.
Had a good start as well. I imagine he'll go up another position when MK Bourne pits, because there's no way he can stay out like that with sim damage on.
Yeah, we saw him try it last week, didn't he? And it just did not work out for him. So hopefully he can pit and come out, well, not before the virtual. Not before the virtual. The virtual's probably going to go away any second now. I think they're going now. Indeed they are. We've all got away cleanly by the looks of it. No one running into each other. And nice because at the front, of course, DRS doesn't get affected by virtual safety cars, so we'll still get it on lap 3. And if it stays close at the front, then we'll actually get to see them using it in battle. But again, off that restart, we're looking clean enough, and we've got 4 people in the pits. They are NK Bourne, Risky Racer, White Tie, and Straw Blonde. So all, I assume, going for new front wings and mediums, and then maybe they'll do medium to medium now to the end. Probably the best way of going about the strategy, and I'll just need to hope for a safety car now to put them back in contention, which I'm sure we'll get at some point.
I'm sure it's going to happen soon. I think half of Team Speed, or Team Pro Speed I should say, were wishing for one, hoping for it to ruin Khalifa's race, because they know he's a big threat for the race win as he goes purple.
Wonder if Baz is thinking of the move on ST Mats. He's been looking at the rear of that car, but he's been sliding about a lot there. Luckily OKK wasn't there, but Pete was. Pete did get by. I was wondering why there was no one behind him. That's because Pete had already taken advantage, so Baza had a big slide and lost the position on the exit of the chicane to start the final sector. Oh, he's really struggling. Well. Really struggling with the rear of that car. He's got to get that under control, or else he will find himself in the wall. Because especially in that final sector, suddenly the walls get very close when you start sliding about, as Daniil gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and Beansville gets a 3-second penalty as Baza has yet another slide. And here comes OKK on the inside. Baza defends a bit late, maybe too late to save the position, but on the outside he finds a bit more grip. And we're going to go side by side up the hill. OKK wisely decides to back out of that one. Didn't want to have an accident this early on into the race. As I say, he's the one that knows about it. If you keep your nose clean, you will have a good chance later on in the race. But first time on DRS then for these guys. Arnold just about within DRS, but not using it. And he's now fallen out of it. And that will help TC out. He's using a lot of his ERS. In fact, they're all using ERS quite a lot. But TC has got a big chance now on trying to get by Arno, because if he can't use that DRS, or couldn't use that DRS, he won't get it this time round, and he's certainly not going to get it for the second time round on this lap. So let's see if TC can take advantage of that. Decides not to sit in the slipstream as Arno does a bit of weaving to try and break the toe, and TC decides he's not going to go for the move on the fellow countryman.
Of course, the excessive weaving is legal in JACKOCAR, but provided it's not dangerous.
Yeah, that was
discussed between the 2 races that we've had.
Yeah, that was perfectly fine, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just broke the toe really well. Now look at Pete. Is he going to go for this? He is going to go for it. And well, we know in Australia he went for a bit of an ambitious move, and look where that ended up. He crashed. For those who don't know. But yeah, he thought about trying a variation of the Mr. Ambitious, but decided not to go for it on this occasion. Maybe he's going to wait for a more sensible place to overtake. We get some yellow flags. There's a car that's gone off in the final sector. I think it's Daniil. And it is Daniil. And he's struggling quite a lot. I can't tell if he's broke the front wing or not. We're not getting any good angles of it. No, not broken. Just struggling with the rear end. And we've got maybe some overheating on the tyres at this very early stage. I'd be surprised.
You need to watch Pete Owen. He's going to move to the inside of Etsy. I think he might be waiting for the DRS on this one.
NK Bourne does get past Daniil, who's now behind Risky Racer 2, and oh! Whoa, what happened there? MK Bourne, did he just stop on track or what? I didn't get any good angles of that, but he just fell off the face of the earth for a second. Now he's just re-emerged. Really odd that, as Pete and OKK make some moves on that back straight. I have no idea what just happened on that main straight. I'm past trying to work out what this game's trying to do, in all fairness.
Darren actually picks up a time penalty for corner cut in there.
Look at SD Mats on the outside. Coming back with the DRS, of course. The way this track works, you'll get DRS second time around, and that's big old knock. Will Pete just decide to launch one up the inside again? Is he going to get a bit more aggressive? They've got 2.9 seconds now. Oh, wow, 2.49 to play with behind. We don't want to waste all that bumping into each other. No, that is advised for pleasure reasons, but maybe not for the sake of your race.
Say SD Mats is not as fast as I expected him to be. As Pete comes into the pit lane.
Did he get damaged from that tap?
Those softs? I don't think he did, but we'll find out. Yellow flags in sector 2.
I'm not seeing any reason for that. I'm not seeing any cars stopped on the map, and it is just a routine pit stop for Pete. So he's going to go for the undercut. I think he probably realised that, yeah, they keep banging wheels at that, they will fall back into the pack. And so he decides he's going to take plenty of free air and just do it his own way. He should hopefully beat Jess out of the pits, who actually has just gone off the track, and that's very close between them two.
Goes through the inside.
Risky, and I think Pete has got out. Pete has got out ahead of these guys. Not by much, but enough.
Just an honourable mention for Mr. John as well. He's kept his nose clean at the start there. He's found himself in P11.
Look at Dexter trying to go on the outside of Beesma. Looking to probably have the inside for the second part of the chicane, but I wonder if Baz is actually going to hold these guys up as they head through. Hits that orange curb in the middle of the chicane, does Dexter. Now Beesma's got a fantastic opportunity to get past Baza. Doesn't sit in the slipstream though. Dexter is going to try and get the two of them, but doesn't get any of them, as Beesma has a little look on the outside of Baza, who goes relatively slow to the chicane. They're all slowing each other down. Dexter just waiting for the right opportunity to go for the move. Does Beesma have a little tap there with Baza? Might have been, but no damage caused, as Baza gets overtaken and is so slow on the inside line there. Dexter had no choice but to back out. A straw blonde.
And we have a safety car.
Puts a safety car out, and that is a real shame for Pete. He's going to have to stick to that Delta time, and, well, people are pitting. And do you know what? Splinter was the first of the leading bunch to get into the pits. The top three are staying out. So, this is certainly going to play into his hands. Is Splinter putting himself on the winning strategy?
This is huge as well, because where there's no jokers this week, what Splinter's doing is putting himself onto a kind of joker strategy if those top three guys stay out. So he's in such a good position if this works out for him.
Well, this is the issue now for the top three. If they pit, they'll fall behind. If they stay out, they'll still have to pit. So they're in real trouble. Not as much trouble as I'm in with coronavirus just next door, but listen. Yeah, it's probably announced that, by the way. This could be my last commentary, because, I could just die next week. Because I'm not even kidding you, coronavirus is about 5 miles away from, 10 miles maybe. Ridiculously close. So maybe
get some pray for Owen.
Get Paul sort of, ready. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Unless, of course, he gets it. That would be...
I think the Scots have much worse things to worry about.
Yeah, but I mean...
I don't want to get too political.
Yeah. Come on, we'll let Paul let rip on that one. When it's his turn.
He's watching.
When it's his turn, he'll love that.
Yeah, it is worth mentioning at this point. I know it's early in the season, but for the Championship 5, the race for the title in China, which is 16 weeks today, it will be a three-man commentary team up in the box with yourself, Owen, me, and Paul McGuinness.
Top three in the pits. They decide they have to pit. What's Beesma going to do? Because he didn't even pit himself. He had the option to pit and decided not to. And so will he actually stay out? Will he be looking at a one-stop maybe later on?
If he leads this lap... Oh no, the lap's already been led, sorry. I think Khalifa took the
Ooh, TC's put on some new softs. Interesting. Rest went on to mediums. I'm just wondering if Biesma is thinking of and Dexter for that matter. Of course, he started on mediums. Of course, are they going to do the one stop anyway? I was saying to you before. Is it? Well, they can't really, can they? Actually, of course. What am I on about?
No, they can't.
Yeah. What are they doing? And that's the question. We'll need to figure that one out. Because you know what, Biesma, I was going to say you could try putting on the hards and then hoping for a late safety car. Could do that. And Dexter could be hoping to have the same thing. But I wonder if they are like me and maybe have forgotten the rule. Because
Possibly.
It does feel that they're racing to a one-stop strategy now. Why wouldn't they pit?
Yes, of course, Biesma never made it past turn 2 last week, so it might have been a while since he's really had to give him the lead at 4. It is mandatory 2-stop. And I will add as well, Khalifa will lead the end of this lap, so that'll be another playoff point for him. That's 2.
And that is crucial that Splinter didn't beat any of them out. Well, sorry, no, he beat TC out, didn't he? But Arnold and Khalifa did get away with that.
Very lucky.
It is very lucky. I'm
Right
surprised.
idea from Splinter. Found it where it's
It was, yeah.
And look at indecisive Matt as well. He was saying to me before the start of the race, he wants a top 10. It's P7.
Still got 2 stops to make, and I think he wants to make them late. Which means really the more safety cars he gets, the less likely this strategy's going to work for him, because he's just going to be miles behind when he makes a pit stop if we get a couple more. There's a limit on 5 safety cars per race. As far as I'm aware, virtuals do count towards that, I guess, because we had 5 last week, didn't we? And that's where it stopped, even though there were potential safety car causing accidents. And so this would be second safety car on the 5 that we are allotted. Paul's late, he burns his dinner. Imagine that being the main problem. Paul, I've got coronavirus up the road. I don't have to worry about you and your dinner. Anyway, this should be the last lap of the safety car, because we've all caught up to the back of the field now. We were only waiting on Baza and Daniil. And Daniil's nearly there. He'll be there by the end of the lap.
Oh,
so
easy. Puts him back on the race. It's such a shame for Strawball though. It's 2 retirements in a row now. This is the guy who finished 2nd in ILR8 last season. He's had an absolute nightmare start to his JACKOCAR career.
he absolutely has, hasn't he? But he wasn't particularly fast though today, was he? I mean, in qualifying he didn't really show much at all. He seemed to struggle quite a bit.
And he, if I remember rightly as well, Abu Dhabi last season he struggled.
Yeah, he was struggling a lot and he ended up having an accident. Took him out of the race that day.
Yeah, so it's just a track he may not like. But he'll be back here next week for Singapore.
Biesma has got a penalty for exceeding track limits, so that makes his already questionable strategy even worse. And it's debris flying through the air, or was that polystyrene from a marker board? That's what it was. Can I just say, could you just imagine Daniil's livery with the Mercedes colours? I know it's a bit of a weird fault how in the middle of the race. But, you know, I'd like to see him try that. Or, you know, I'll do the classic. I did it with Whiteout's livery last week. Maybe I'll do experimental livery of the week. Screw it, I'll pick one livery and think, right, how would I redesign this if I was him? That would be a bit experimenting after the race for this one. And as you can see, safety car in this lap, NK Bourne and wow, they're all hitting each other. That's a lot of debris. And if you run over that, you can get punctures. But how many? I mean, NK Bourne, Risky, Murdoch, Jess all had contact. Did Whiteout have contact as well? I can't tell if his wing's broken or not.
Yeah, his wing is gone, the same as Jess.
So flipping hell, look at that, yeah.
Murdoch is fine. MK Bourne has another broken wing.
How odd is that? Anyway,
we've got
Khalifa has already put the hammer down, and Beesman's nowhere near him. Dexter will be right on this as we go green to start lap 9. Daniel, free-sitting time penalty, and yeah, how many are going to pit? That's the question. As look at this, we got Pete on the inside of SD Mats, and that's a broken front wing, surely for SD Mats. Up the hill, we'll see. Hard to get a good angle of it, but down the hill, yeah, broken front wing. You'll have to change that. I don't think there was any fault in that one, though. It was just a unfortunate collision, really. And Pete looking at another move now. He's well, you know, he hasn't actually lost sight really at all on that safety car. I thought he would lose out a lot more because he pitted on the green while everyone else pitted on the yellow, but he was actually alright. Arnold's all over Dexter at the minute as he brakes super late, does Dexter, to try and make up for the disadvantage he's got, and he may well get a very good exit on B, so he's on even worse tyres, and this could be a freeway fight any moment now. Where does Arnold decide to go? Dexter's already through. Arnold thought about going through the middle, but we're going to be seeing if he can go around the outside. Maybe the preferred line into there, and he has got it done, so the newer tyres helps him out there, under braking. And, well, Dexter, he did make one position, but then he lost it straight away. And Beesma, he might well fall into the traffic now. Here comes Splinter, and potentially we'll see some more TC. In fact, TC didn't have a great run there, but Pete right on this again, and Beesma sliding about a lot. Pete actually does look really quite strong, and this is side by side with Risky Racer and with SD Mats in his contact there. Even more damage, I think, for SD Mats now.
10-second penalty for whiteout.
Yeah, he's down in 18th at the minute, and it's just got worse for him as Beesma falls way down at the final corner. Did he have another one of those big slides that we see quite a lot from these guys? Could well have done that, and it's cost him. He's lost a lot of position. He started that last lap in second place, and now look where he is at the start of this lap. And yellows, Beesma has spinned it. Beesma has lost it. Hasn't broken the wheel though, so he should be able to keep going. No one's going to run into him, I don't think. He has broke that front wing quite heavily. Hopefully everyone can see where he is, and they have indeed saw where he is. And no one has run into him. I don't think he hit anyone. I think he just lit those rear tyres. That wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, Whiteout has now got a 5-second penalty when he pits. It just goes from bad to worse for him today, doesn't it, unfortunately?
We shouldn't laugh. We shouldn't laugh.
And can I just say, look at the lead that Khalifa's already built up. He's already built up 5 seconds in 2 laps. Of course, there's been fighting going on, but he's really got a stranglehold on this race at the moment.
He still had to drive the car 5 seconds away though, so he's doing what he said he'd do. He said he wants to win a race, he wants to book his place in the playoffs, and that's exactly what he's doing right now, with 18 laps to go. And of course 2 playoff points already.
I'll be interested to see what TC does later on in the race, because of course he's on the alternate strategy. He's doing he's doing soft, medium. Well, obviously Rhino might be doing soft, medium, soft. Which is the better strategy? We'll, I guess, find out soon. But yeah, certainly has to get by these 2 ahead, because they've still got 2 pit stops to make. And the more we go into this, or sorry, Dexter actually, yeah, Dexter has to pit, but Spencer actually already passed him, didn't he, on that restart? So only 1 of the 2 ahead has to pit twice. The rest has to pit once. And the more we go into this, the more I'm starting to question whether Dexter actually does realise he's got to pit twice. I hope he does. Maybe he's going to be doing 2 soft runs at the end. But you always got to be wary if these people forget the rules. What's Beesman going to go on to?
The ruling is as well, if you fail to 2-stop, it is immediate disqualification.
Oh, Splinter's actually got Dexter, but these 2 are fighting now. Were kind of sparring partners now our last season, and look at who's arrived on the scene. It is Pete, and he's already going to get by TC, isn't he?
He's dragging the KK with him as well. This is a great little battle.
He is indeed. He will catch up soon, but look at Dexter and Splinter, and look at Pete getting past. Nice driving there from Pete. Up to P4 now. He's absolutely lighting this track up tonight. He's having a fantastic run of it, and look at him. He's all over Dexter now. Thinks about it. Can he launch one up the inside? He does try. That's a bit too late on the brakes. he might well get the position now. I don't know how we judge that with JACKOCAR rules, but he's got himself up into P3. Aggressive, but according to Jacko, fair.
What a move. He's now got the bridge as a 6-second gap, so a 5-second gap to Arnold.
Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
And OKK, he's gone up to 5th as well. We've
lost Daniil. Daniil has gone, and has he hit the wall on the inside on the way down there? He must have done so. And Dexter and Splinter, well, Splinter, he can go to the end of the race from here, and it's a virtual safety car he's getting his pistol under. So that's good news for him. Dexter, yeah, he will obviously have to pit again, but yeah, Splinter, well, he drew the short straw, but then went and drew a nice long straw straight afterwards, so he's not out of this one yet, actually. That might well have worked out quite well.
Owen, F1 Baza, P7, 2 stops.
Let's see. Ah, good spot. What's this got to leader though? 23 seconds. Not good enough, I don't think, to get the lead, but he could well put himself in that fight for the podium, couldn't he?
Absolutely. He'll be one in a top 5 at least from that. As we go green again, DRS enabled.
Of course, assuming that Baza can get to the end without any dramas this week. Which is easier said than done.
Last week he had that awful race in Australia, and he still dragged it home.
Had a good one. Still had a good week finish, didn't he? So, just when you're mentioning Baza as a 2-stopper, who all actually doesn't pit again? Let's have a look at that. Because we've obviously got the top 6 yet to pit for the second time. Murdoch, Mr. Johns, Yuri, Dexter, Indecisive, Beesman and Jess. So we've only got 5 out there at the minute.
Oh! MK Bourne and ST Mats.
That's damage, surely. And he's about to spin there as well, nearly. And look at that, he can't get turned in. And another dose of front wing damage to MK Bourne, who probably just does not want to be here anymore. He's had a rubbish race.
3rd front wing of the day incoming for MK Bourne.
And this is how quickly it can change. This is how quickly it can change in this league. He was one of the front runners for so long last week, and he's just having a nightmare today.
MK Bourne led for 7 or 8 laps last week. He was in the box seat for quite a while, and he converted it. Of course, up to 6.
Of course, it's never over till it's over, as we know all too well already. And look at this, we've got TC setting up a move here on Pete. And, that's clever. Pete decided just to wait a little bit longer to get on the throttle. That pretty much negated any benefit that TC would have got on the exit there. And now he's going super defensive. And he's going to stay ahead. Really decent driving there from Pete to... it's not really a brake check. It's more don't you dare run into me type of thing on the exit. Quite like it. Good stuff.
Yep. And that too is perfectly legal, of course. Simulation damage, it's down to the driver behind to work out what's actually happening. But TC clever enough to realise what Pete was doing there. And
now, look at this, OKK has arrived on the scene. Fancy's sticking his nose in at some point. And yeah, look at this. I mean, again, a bit of a low-key day for OKK so far, but he's in that top 5. If he can make his way up a little bit more, could be on for a podium today. He really is proving again that this is just keeping your nose clean.
He likes this rule package, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been at 6 positions from the start of the race. Really just having a nice clean day at the minute, and it's working out really well for him. Of course, Pete as well, lucky. He's been able to be more aggressive on his way out to the front, so we're seeing various different ways to get there. And yeah, we'll see some more DRS now for TC, who's a lot closer this time round. He'll be hoping that Pete does defend aggressively, OKK, so that he can close in. So we'll watch this from behind on board with OKK. And yeah, look at that, nearly contact. Pete dragging TC wide. This is fantastic for OKK as they nearly touch on the exit, those two. And Pete does stay ahead. And the more he does that, the more aggravated TC will get. And the more likely there'll be a collision, as he has a lover look, decides not to go for it. He's holding this off for as long as he possibly can. And OKK is just waiting for the inevitable collision. It does feel inevitable, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Owen, I hope you've been paying attention to the bottom left of your screen. There's a lot of penalties that have been happening.
Yeah.
Change this race at the end.
Might have to check those out later on. It's a bit early, we're only halfway through the race at the minute, and they could grow quite a lot, couldn't they?
Absolutely. Also, Khalifa crosses the line first on lap 14, so that's another playoff point for him.
Ah, that's a shame. Look at this. Pete's in the pits. Why do you do this to me, man? I was looking forward to that fight. Well, now OKK has got to chase a driver who has got very, very, very low ERS and no DRS. So surely OKK's actually got, in theory, an easier move now up ahead of him. And Pete, that's going to be a decently long stint on those mediums to get to the end of the race. He's going to do half the race on them. As Risky Racer does set the fastest lap of the race. He's down in P12 at the minute. But let's see if OKK... Oh yeah, surely he'll get pie. There's just no way TC with that amount of ERS can defend, I don't think. It's a wonder he was able to attack for so long, really. But OKK doesn't have to do it on this DRS zone, but look at it. And there's half deployment for ERS when you're under 10%. It's night and day difference. There'll be about a 20 to 30 mile an hour difference on this straight. As OKK gets by, surely. Oh, he's locked up. Whiteout has retired just at the right moment for OKK because he's got ahead. And thanks to the safety car, he will stay ahead. And OKK's day just gets a little bit better. And again, Pete has just pitted the lap before a safety car. OKK surely has to take his opportunity now. The top three of all going to take the opportunity, and indeed they are. Khalifa pits.
What's Bazza going to do? He's P5, but he's already pitted twice.
Now, has that been a crash out of the final corner for a whiteout? Bit similar to what we saw with, what's his face, Beesma losing out of that final corner a couple of times, because I think that's where he's ended up actually. His car's despawned now. But look at this, OKK, TC, they're all pitting. And Bazza...
What will he do?
He has to stay out. Right? Well, actually, you know what? No, he doesn't. He doesn't actually, because he's on 8-lap all tyres. Might not get to the end. Actually, yeah, I agree. It was right to pit, because everyone's going to pit behind him anyway. Apart from, of course, Pete. So we'll see where Pete goes, but this should help finish pretty much everyone's race strategy today.
I've just had a message from White as well. He's
Look at this,
saying he had an incident with Jess.
Pete might actually beat OKK out here. I know I keep saying this pitting before the safety car! They've had a crash under safety car! Oh, no, that's going to be a really tough one for the stewards to think about. I'm sure they might look at that one, you know. Because
OKK has front end plate damage.
Well, yeah, he smashed into the side of Pete's car. Who was in the wrong, really? I don't know if it was more a racing incident, but he was shoved off, front wing broken, and he flew over the top of the bumps. Luckily, he's still in the race, but... broken the front wing.
Just about watching this back on the stream.
And I've got to say, TC, I don't know if he had to stack possibly with somebody, but he's 8th now. Really not working out for him today.
Oh. So, I'm not really sure how to call that one. Watching it back on stream, Pete and OKK. Well, certainly, if one of them reports it, it'll go to the stewards. Weird incident.
It certainly was, wasn't it? I don't know how to call it myself really with that one, but they seemed to just meet in the middle, didn't they, on the exit? And the way that corner is, I guess Pete can't just stay on the inside. But again, it's a safety car. Should you really be pushing at full speed?
Yeah.
You got to ask the question.
Was he trying to beat OKK
Well, he
out
was.
of the pits?
He was trying to beat him out of the pits, of course, naturally, but you've got to be aware that he's going to still be there on your outside. You can't just ignore his existence. So, we'll see how that all pans out. I guess OKK might just try and stay out, because it's not huge damage. I have to think, it's damage, but it's not huge damage, because if we can get a good shot of the right hand end plate, you'll see that that's only the end fence that's gone, and you'll see it here quite well as he turns in. That's only, what, yellow damage? He might get away with that. Now, there are a few more people making contact under safety car. Risky Racer and Splinter did. I'm not sure there was more. I'm pretty sure there was a couple. I think SD Man's name popped up.
I have to say, Splinter's fallen away since the first stint. He's got himself back up to 6th, with obviously Dexter yet to pit, but he's been quiet.
And of course, he had
had
the crash earlier on, didn't he? Had to change the front wing, of course, so maybe he could have been higher up, but yeah. Now, I would say might have a chance of getting the safety car in this lap, but I just saw how far behind Jess was, so she will
Jess
take another.
had the incident with Whiteout that brought this safety car out.
Right.
That is confirmed with a message I have received from Whiteout.
An angry message, or?
I'm not going to say any more.
Ah.
But Jess is still running.
And like I say, she will not catch up to the pack on this lap, and so she's just got to hope for her sake that the safety car does stay out another lap. I think the game does wait until the whole pack is caught up. I'll say that though now, and then it'll be safety car in this lap, and Jess will be just in trouble. But
yeah.
We'll just wait to be proved wrong on that one, and
yeah, Vaughan's another one of those drivers who needs.
I can see Whiteout isn't happy. Oh well.
Is he on the old where have you seen that?
Well, it's in the it's just in our season 1 show, isn't it? So everyone on the grid can have a wee look at that.
Yep.
And by the looks of it, safety car lights are staying on. They can go off quite late though sometimes, but we'll just hold it on calling the safety car. But I think it might be staying at another lap. I think the latest it can go is about here, so we'll see if it does. Don't think it will it?
A couple of drivers though, and still on one stop. I'm not sure what they're playing at. Dexter and Indecisive Matt.
Maybe Dexter is going to be hoping for yet another one, and so he can go on to the softs, because I think he's done both of his stints so far on mediums. Yes, he has. So softs wouldn't get to the end, and if you're going to go on hard at this stage, good luck. Look at you, NK Bourne. He could have just... Well, why didn't he just change? Did he have no tyres left, maybe? Could be. But, I mean, he maybe could have taken the advantage and got off those tyres, because he was only going to lose one position anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah. Alright. Safety car will be in this lap, I would imagine. How do you think this one's going to play out to the end?
Well, Khalifa seems to be dead set to win it, doesn't he? But Indecisive just had a crash in Murdoch, but we'll see. Depends on how the restart goes. Will Pete be aggressive on the restart? That's something we've got to figure out, because I mean, he's going to be looking forward to this. We know how aggressive he is. We know on his day he can be very quick, and today he has been very quick. But really, I don't know how to call this one. I reckon Khalifa will be alright, but Pete might well have a chance at second place. Of course, no DRS until the, well, what would it be, lap 21. So we'll have to wait until then to see how DRS works out. But look at it, these guys are still swapping about on the straight. And, yeah, they're being a little bit naughty. And as you say, actually, quite a lot of penalties. Let's have a little quick skim through that, actually, just to be sure how the top guys doing. Khalifa, no warnings. Arno, no warnings. Pete, 2 penalties. That might not be good for him. Okay, only did 1 penalty, so if he can keep up with that damage, he can still be on for the podium. Dexter, no penalties, but another pit stop to make. And Splinter, 5-second penalty. I don't know if he's taken that or not, if I'm honest with you, but no, he wouldn't have been able to, would he? And so that's 8 seconds of penalties he's got. Risky Racer's got loads of penalties, but yeah, there's a few. The guy in front,
he's
though.
Just been given a 5-second
he's hit
penalty.
OKK. Is there more damage on that car now? I hope not. I do hope not. Safety car in, as you say, but is OKK able to continue now? Because it was already looking a little bit dodgy beforehand. Of course, the game
lost more of the end plate on that front car.
Nah, it's fine.
Car.
It's fine. Same damage as before.
Risky Racer, another 5-second penalty.
OKK then, lucky then. No extra damage. I hope he can continue thanks to that then. Looks like Khalifa left a little bit later to go this time, but he... Oh, big slide!
Whoa,
Here comes Arnold! This could be his one big opportunity. Does he see that? Does he go for the move? On the inside, on the safety car restart, he decides he's going to back out. Big chance. Will he regret not taking that? Risky Racers just got by on Spencer and they're flying up the hill. All very close, these guys. And ST Matt's really on the curb quite heavily there. But I really think Arnold might regret not going for that into turn 1. Because, of course, with these rules, you can be more aggressive. You can bar him out of the way.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that, did he?
Khalifa breaks the toe down the straight. Arnold might get one more chance at this before Khalifa starts pulling away. What's he going to do? Gap is closing, but
there's
not enough.
No DRS now, is there? So,
no. It might have gone.
Although it's a good exit, it is a good exit.
Yeah.
If you can just stay nice and close now. Or is Arnold actually breaking the toe from P? I'm not sure. But, he's not interested, is he? He's not interested.
I think Arnold's playing the long game, trying to get into the playoffs on points alone. If he knows the drivers around him are faster than him. Of course, if he finishes second, that'll be 2 second places in a row. OKK's struggling behind Pete as well now. I think that wing is getting to him.
Jess has been off the track. Don't know if there's any damage to her car. Nah, she's alright, but off in Narnia doesn't help. But look at this, Pete now on the back. And Pete, of course, he's gonna have to try and figure this out now as Spencer Pitts has seemingly more front wing damage. His day is just not doing well at the minute. Never fights at the penalty as well. But Pete, he knows he's got 6 seconds of penalties. So do you reckon he'll drive a bit more aggressively? Because we don't actually realistically know what his pace is compared to Khalifa until really now. And if Arnold can stay in DRS, if these guys can all just stay in DRS, this could be on. OKK's sticking quite well in all fairness with this damage. We'll see if he gets involved, if there's any fighting up ahead. I'm sure he might have a few things to say to Pete after the race. Maybe he'll try and do his talking on the track. But he's still up in P4. So, yeah, it's been slightly messy for him in the last few laps. But he's still up there. And of course,
out there. I think OKK would be good for P4 as well, because he's Dexter yet to pit.
Oh, Risky run off. Left the session, I think. Or he's about to leave the session. I think I've got connection problems. Yep, I've got connection problems. I've left.
You have now disconnected, so...
Is the stream still up? Let's try and figure that out.
I'm going to continue commentating.
Well, it says it's still on for me, but... well... Blah.
Back in.
Let me just make sure. It should, though. It should be there.
I can't invite you.
Hold on a minute. Yeah, okay, we're still here, people. Okay, just hold it a minute. Hold it, people. Just stay tuned. Don't tell me the internet's
radio
not...
commentary whilst we wait for Owen.
Don't tell me.
Khalifa still leads.
Tell me that my internet's not good enough. I did warn you about this, in all fairness. I did say this could happen. Right.
You did. Khalifa leads from R now down the back straight. Pete keeping within DRS there. KK starting to drop back a little bit more now. Bazza finds himself in 8th. Closing on ST Mats, but he's got Yuri behind him, so there's unfinished business there. Mr. John,
right.
See him back in the top 10 again as Owen rejoins us. We're back to audio and visual.
Yeah, well, it was visual the whole time, in fairness, but the stream was never down, just the lobby was down. And I'm happy to report that I've got no gaps, but I can see the top 3 are nice and close, and I can see Arnold is nice and close. Could this finally be the fight that we've been looking for, as Bazza gets by ST Mats, close to those two, but Bazza does get ahead. And Yuri, can I just say, I know he's just got a penalty there, but Yuri has been so quiet today. He started last, and he's currently in that top 10 rather comfortably. Could end up, realistically, could end up 8th at the minute, because ST Mats' tyres may not get to the end in great shape. Or it could be 7th across the line here, yeah. So,
no idea what the penalties are going to do either.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, we just saw Risky Racer stick it in the wall, so his massive penalties won't affect anything anyway, because he's behind. But yeah, we'll see how everyone else gets on. Let me just actually quickly check Yuri's penalties in particular. I think I have seen a couple pop up. I just hope it's not too many. It's 3 penalties. We'll see how that compares to the rest at the end, I guess. But, yeah. Arnaud, still in the DRS range of Khalifa. Trying to put him under pressure.
He's closing as well.
Yeah, but unless he goes for a bonsai move. Oh my goodness. I haven't disconnected, but I'm very close to it. Just take everything I'm saying here with a pinch of salt, because I'm hoping the stream at least catches this, because here comes Arnaud for the lead of the race. Outside, who comes into here in the good position. Looks like Arnaud's looking for the exit, but just hasn't got the speed.
Khalifa cut the corner on the way in there trying to defend. I don't think he got any penalty for it, but it might be a warning.
Yeah, it could well be a warning.
Arnold is all over him though.
Yeah,
Closing
first warning of the day for him. Arnaud actually did get a warning on the last lap as well, so they're both on 1 warning each. So they're pushing it now.
It's interesting to see Khalifa hasn't driven away this time.
Yeah, and if they squabble, Pete is still only 1.5 seconds behind. It's not massive.
Don't forget Pete's penalty. If they squabble, OKK could be looking at a second win here.
Of course, so his damage is a bit dodgy. I don't know if TC, what sort of penalties has he got? He's got, I think, the same amount of penalties as OKK. So yeah, sort of fair game between those two. They are fighting genuinely for position. So back to the top 2. It was about 7 tenths last time round when we got to the DRS zone. It's now 5 tenths this time round. Looking more promising for Arnaud this time. Similar ERS levels, and surely, as you say, this has to be the move. Here he goes, Arnaud to the inside.
To the lead.
But of course, it's far from over yet. Far from over yet, because now Khalifa's going to look for the exit, and well, he's lost back end. He's gone. Arnaud is gone into the lead. Good stuff. And it'll be interesting now to see how Khalifa reacts to finally being behind in this race. As Murdoch gets by Mr. John, who's clinging on to points barely at the moment. He's got MK Bourne, and he's got Beesma on his rear end, and he may well actually fall out of the top 10. Sorry, I shouldn't say points, it's top 10. Yeah, oops.
I was waiting to correct you.
Yeah, luckily I realised my mistake quickly enough there.
Points for the top 20.
Yes.
And that is 20 points for a race win. 16th down to 20th get a single point. Khalifa hasn't gone from Arnaud, but he's not as close to him as it was when they were in the reverse positions.
Yeah, but look at this. Khalifa has certainly been starting to see that ERS up. He's already got nearly 20% more than his rival. He's preparing to fight back with his, much more powerful ERS.
We'll drop Pete as well. Pete's gone.
Yeah, Pete not quite on the pace at the moment, but like I say, a little collision between these two could change everything. But here we go, it's time for round 2. Khalifa should really get by here, but Arnaud is going to try and break that toe. He's made 2 movements and he's going to make a third one now.
Make as many as you want.
That's
Khalifa to the outside.
Khalifa will get by. Let's see what Arnaud now does in response. Will he do what happened on the last lap and just do nothing, or will he go for the exit? I think that's what he's going to do. A big slide on the exit as well for Khalifa, and this will be side by side. Surely back again for the lead. Arnaud using all that ERS up as he goes to the outside line. Khalifa tries to defend it, but here goes Arnaud on the outside. Tries to get Khalifa to cut the corner and make a mistake, and he goes for the exit and on the inside. Arnaud goes back into the lead. Bit of contact, and Khalifa has used up all that ERS, and it hasn't worked out for him. Unless, of course, he does a Pete style move and fly at the inside there. Decides not to, though. Basil gets a penalty as he tries to chase down TC, who's not on the back of OKK. Like I said, this is a genuine track position. If TC can get out the road, could still be a podium as OKK's off in Narnia and loses the position. Well, look at this top 2. We've only got a handful of laps to go now. 4, including this one. This will be quite interesting to see. I wonder just how they'll strategize this. Because you'd imagine Khalifa, technically on lap 28, wants to be making the pass. So does he just want to make himself you know, big, make sure he's still there for that lap and then make his move then? Or will he go for it now and try and pull away? That's the dilemma I think he's going to be facing. As he hits the DRS and goes low on the ERS. So it feels like he will be waiting until the final lap to put the nail in the coffin, but we'll wait and see. Yellow flags just up ahead. Now that could well be for Risky Racer. I wonder if he's got a puncture, because he's spinning around quite a lot. We've got a
facing the wrong way on the track.
angle. We've got a horrendous angle. He was spinning around. He's still spinning. You'll see the leaders come through in a second, and they can see where he is. Puncher. Yeah, and so that's well, he must have hit the wall then to do that, or run over some debris. He's just got to be careful. We've still got no good angles of this, unfortunately.
He's spun again.
And yeah, well, he'll keep spinning like a top, won't he? But look at Khalifa, still on the back, putting Arno under as much pressure as he possibly can. But yeah, with a puncture, you are just in big trouble. You cannot keep the thing under control. Very difficult to do. He must have hit a wall. Oh, do you know what he's done? He's hit the wall and his front wing end plate has punctured his car, because you can see he's got damage down the right hand side, and that front wing will have flown back and knocked his rear right tyre.
No. Unbelievable.
That's what's happened there. Has to be. Look at that, now he's spinning, really struggling. He's the last by, he's going to be lapped by pretty much the whole field at this rate. And he's got indecisive. Indecisive is just starting the final sector now. So yeah, might well be lapping.
Oh, Arnold's had a mistake on the exit, the hairpin. Khalifa's right next to him.
Here we go, side by side on the straight. This is the squabbling that maybe Pete's been waiting for. But Arnold, if he just plays... Well, this is actually, sorry, Khalifa maybe playing his cards right, because he can pass on this lap, get repassed on the next lap, and still pass on the final lap, but he's not going to do it if he makes that type of mistake.
What a move.
What a fantastic exit, yeah. Really nice driving there by Arnold to blast back past. Really nicely done for chicane. He absolutely nailed it. And it's at this point where we're going to get proper aggressive. I don't want to write out of Pete yet. I just don't, because these guys are getting more and more aggressive.
It's what the fans come to see. With Khalifa, will he think about a move down the inside like Pete? No, he's much more sensible than that.
I think it's going to be a final lap desperation move if he does that.
And let me just reiterate the rules. Because of the NASCAR influence, we allow in JACKOCAR a car behind to just move the car in front out of the way. They can nudge him in the back, provided they don't wreck them or spin them. It is perfectly legal to move the car out the way.
Well, in NASCAR, can you not, what do you call it, spin them round, no?
You can, but we've got to have limits. Being the F1 game and how the aero works is all a little bit different. What will Khalifa do this time, though?
Can't get everything I want. Now, you see, if Khalifa's smart, he won't pass on this lap, and he'll pass on the next lap and just defend like hell. Will he do that, though? He's got enough ERS potentially to go for both laps on a very high energy range, but so does Arnold. He's got plenty himself. So
trying to break that toe as well. Khalifa waits.
Doing that successfully, and Khalifa now wants to go for the exit. These guys are certainly working out. It's the second DRS zone, which is the one you want to be passing on, and Khalifa has got a great run. Arnold, he's going to have to defend, and he can defend aggressively, but decides not to. And Khalifa, well, it was almost an easy move to get back into the lead, but as I say, big slide into the wall. Is there damage for Khalifa? Can he catch back up in time? No damage, but look at this. Pete will be right on, and with DRS on the next lap, Arnold, that could be the win for him. Unless, of course, he makes a similar mistake on the next lap. How quickly can Khalifa catch up? I said he's got the ERS to use. Now he's got to use it.
He's got to use it to try and retain second place at this point. But Arnold, he's driven away.
Those tyres will be overheating like mad as well, so he's got to be careful he doesn't put it too hard, and he is putting it too hard on the throttle.
Matches to the left. Don't forget, Pete does have those penalties.
Yeah, he's also not quite got the pace, Pete, to keep up. I think Khalifa will be alright for second place as long as he doesn't have another accident. Like places like this up the hill, easy to lose it once you've already lost it before, and he is sideways.
You can see it as well.
he's pushing really hard to try and get back into DRS. If he can get back in DRS for the second zone, there's a chance. But
he hasn't got it. I know you've lost your timings, but he's 1.5 seconds behind.
yeah, I've got the timings again. I'm fine with timings, but he's just not quite quick enough, is he? I was thinking maybe with the ERS, but they're not equal in ERS, these two, so they should be alright. Elsewhere, we've got 3 different drivers and 3 different compounds fighting away, and everyone has made their 2 stalls at least, by the way, just in case you're wondering. And I was saying that Yuri could end up finishing 7th today. If you look behind him, maybe not. Although he has got his weaving game on nicely. He'll be certainly giving it a go to try and defend. And in a minute, he's actually...
Credit to MK Bourne, he's managed to get his way back up to 9th.
Late on the inside, of course, there's damage on Yuri's car. And Dexter, there's not damage on MK Bourne's car. And, when do we cut off to the winners, though? I don't want to miss all this.
Now, surely.
Nah, I can still see it on the map. We've got another 10 seconds. Here comes MK Bourne on the outside, trying to get through. They've both got damage, these two, and you can see the evidence of that right there as MK Bourne cuts to try to get by. And there goes Dexter on the inside, nearly making contact as Arnold comes out of the final corner. You're booked to the playoffs. And straight back to these guys because they're still going for it. Look at this, Dexter and Yuri still side by side. Great racing on the final lap. This is what we're expecting between the top 2. And this is just fantastic. We're getting horrendous camera angles, unfortunately. But we're certainly seeing these guys going for it in the final 2 corners. And Yuri will fall down into P10, I think. Mind you, penalties could change this order a little bit, and already has, as you can see.
On the exit.
As you can see on the order, as Beesman makes the same sort of mistake he was making earlier, he will lose a few positions on the back of that. But as you can see, Pete with the penalties has ended up on P4, but TC on the podium. But yeah, top 2, Arnold and Khalifa. Arnold, you're booked for the playoffs. Fitting up a nice livery, really. The livery sort of won that for him, I reckon, given the extra wee push he needed. And, well, we said it before, he was performing well last week, and this week, I didn't expect that, though. I didn't expect that. With the way we were seeing Khalifa driving in the early stages, it just felt like he was running away with it, because he was.
Yeah. But on that last restart, he just never went. And you said Arnold would have that one shot to overtake into turn 1. He didn't. Would he regret it? No. He'd come back later on, they scrapped for the lead. It was a dogfight. And Arnold is the one who's come out on top. And, well, he's made his way to the playoffs. What a good start to the season for the Belgian driver. Really good stuff.
And well defended as well when he had to defend it.
Yeah.
He was able to very well tactically get himself back ahead even when he fell behind. It was really nice driving, and he pressured Khalifa into the mistake. I thought it would be the other way round, frankly, but nah, it was Khalifa who ended up making the error. So a well-deserved victory then for the Belgian. Arnaud on the top, other Belgian beside him there in TC. And I guess he'll take that as well, having had a not great day, I guess, TC. Maybe would have hoped to be on there on track, but still, podium's a podium. He'll take it, gets him some points towards making the playoffs later on. But yeah, we have got our second driver for the playoffs, which start in Baku in quite a while. It's very early stages.
If you ignore the break, it's in 8 weeks' time.
Yeah, so it's still a long way away. But look at that, top 2. No penalties. Worthy top 2, I think you can agree with that one. But yeah, the man who started in P2, finished P1, man who started in P1, finished P2, and that's sort of the story of the day. Those two were super quick. If I were to give a driver today, though, honestly, Pete was so entertaining to watch. Pete or OKK, I know we normally do votes on this sort of thing, so maybe I'd put up Arnold, Pete and OKK. I don't know who you would put up, but
I'd agree with you. I'd also put either maybe Khalifa.
Dexter actually had a great race. Looking at that, felt a bit low key.
Shout out to MK Bourne making that comeback up to 9th.
Yeah, I think he was in the pits 4 times. Yeah, he was 4 times. Most pit stops out of anyone, apart from Risky Racer. But he finished a lap down in the end. He did not have a good day. Also, I think he won the McMahon Award. Did he win the McMahon Award? Yes, he did. And that's for most penalties. Because I keep having to explain this to people. That's what that is.
Thank you. I didn't know myself.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I have to do this one every week, man. Anyway, where are we
and
next,
what?
Mr. Jacko?
Next week is Singapore.
Ooh,
But that's 2 great races in a row we've had.
certainly is. And do you know what? Last week we saw the craziness that you can see in the field, and this week we saw that, but we also saw a fantastic lead fight. So we've seen many different elements and many different ways of getting up through the field as well. We had Pete's way of getting up, which was just kamikaze, and pushing his way up to the front. And then we had OKK again showing his calm, measured approach to it. And we're starting to see already 2 races in many different ways of going about it. Next week, I hope we've got some Joker drivers to see how they would make their races work, because unfortunately last week the Joker drivers did not have a good time at it. And yeah, it's certainly still a lot more to see, but from the first 2 races, I'm very much enjoying this so far.
It's good to hear. We've created a masterpiece.
Yes. And so then, that'll be the end of our stream then. Sorry for the issue earlier, that's my internet playing up a little bit. Blame Sky, really, for it, or blame the coronavirus, as
that's come to town.
Yeah. You could blame that. And yeah, like I say, if I'm not here next week, then I've died of the coronavirus. I'm in quarantine. And I say that jokingly, but it's only 10 miles up the road, so I could actually not be here next week. I don't know. If I am, I am. If I'm not, then I'm in quarantine. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And we'll be back next week, or at least Jacko will be, for Singapore Grand Prix. And until then, safe travel, everyone.